I like to think of the practice of silence as a detox. Silence invites us to leave behind the noise and imagery that is constantly bombarding us and clamoring for our attention. And it's an invitation from the Holy Spirit to come into a sacred space with Him and to set aside all that is coming at us from our outside worlds and our virtual worlds. That sounds lovely, doesn't it? So why is there so little silence? And why are we so resistant to utter silence? We turn our TVs on for background noises. We have the stereos automatically coming on when we get in our cars. We run with our earbuds in our ears and we listen to podcasts while we fold the laundry. Psalms 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I'm God." If God can be known in silence, why do we resist it? We resist it because in silence, what's been shoved down comes bubbling up. We begin to notice the things that we've pushed to the corners of our mind with all of our various means of escapism. Practicing silence is a kind of death. We don't have music, we don't have books. We're choosing to refrain from contact with others. Silence and solitude can be thought of as separate practices in some ways, but in general, you can't practice silence without solitude, or it's extremely difficult. In silence, we are ceasing from trying to manage others' impressions of us. We are taking a break from trying to control other people or the circumstances of our lives. We stop being a false self and are our true selves, alone with God. Dallas Willard says that to practice silence is to let God be in charge of your public relations department. When you first begin to practice silence, you feel agitated and distracted. It's very uncomfortable. That's completely normal. It reveals to us how much our identity is in a false self that we are accustomed to projecting to the world every day. As you practice silence and those uncomfortable feelings arise, think of them as invitations from God. Just bring them up and out. God is there in the silence. He envelops you in that space. Talk to Him about whatever comes to mind. You don't have to pray with words. After all, in our most comfortable and human relationships, we are comfortable being in silence with those people. Surely it can be that way with God too. Many people like to journal in silence, but you don't have to. People were practicing silence long before they were making journals. Silence is not a time to strategize your life or plan your goals, but just to be, to rest in God. Remember that verse I mentioned, Psalm 46:10? Be still and know that I am God. Silence is an invitation to experience God's presence. So how does one practice silence? It can be a few minutes a day. It can be a couple of hours a week. It could be a day out of a month, or it could be a weekend or two out of a year. You can fit it into your own lifestyle. One way that I like to practice silence is a monthly quiet day, setting aside about 6 hours where I turn off my phone and tell my loved ones that I'm off the grid. And I go to some sort of sacred space that is restful, that I can simply spend that day with God. I might journal, I might walk alone, I might read my Bible, or I might just sit in a window seat and watch it rain. Sometimes I take a nap because my body is tired. And that's okay to take a nap in God's presence. Silence can be practiced in very small increments. You can set your timer on your phone for 2 to 3 minutes and just simply sit still with your eyes closed or gaze out the window. You might want to sit under a tree or sit by a fountain looking at something beautiful, just for 5 minutes. It will feel like nothing, which really goes against our production-driven entrepreneurial culture. But over time, those 3 minutes and 5 minutes of pure silence will turn into something. It's a matter of trusting the process. It becomes an inner reservoir in your life that you can draw from when you do return to the world in the way that you are responding to the world. Silence is like a place to forage. It's like walking in the forest to gather wood for a fire. You're going into the silence to get what you need when you come out of the silence. Perhaps you could choose a quotidian chore like folding the laundry, chopping onions, or going out to rake leaves. Something that moves your body but doesn't require anything from you mentally. That's a great way to practice silence. Again, it's hard to feel like you're not wasting time, but over time, the practice of silence has a detaching quality to it. And by that I mean you learn how to detach from things in the world and voices of the world so that when you return to the world, you recognize a more true picture of what those things are. Silence is listening to God and loving God. It is showing up to be in His presence whether He speaks or not. You are there simply to be intimate and comfortable in the presence of the one who loves you most. So try silence as a spiritual practice, and may God bless you with His kind and patient and tender presence as you enter into that space with Him.
Abide with me, fast falls the eventide, the darkness deepens, Lord with me abide, when other helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, abide with me. Thou on my head in early youth didst smile, and though rebellious and perverse meanwhile, thou hast not left me, though I oft left thee. Unto the close, Lord, abide with me. I need thy presence every passing hour. What but thy grace can foil the tempter's power? Who like thyself my guide and stay can be? Through cloud and sunshine, abide with me. I fear no foe, with thee at hand to bless. Ills have no weight, tears lose their bitterness. Where is thy sting, death? Where grave thy victory? I triumph still, abide with me. Hold thou thy cross before my closing eyes. Shine through the gloom and point me to the skies. Heaven's morning breaks and earth's vain shadows flee. In life, in death, Lord, abide with me. Lord, I come, I confess, bowing here, I find my rest, and without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you, oh, I need you. Every hour I need you, my one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Where sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found is where you are. Where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Lord, I need you, oh, I need you. Every hour I need you, my one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Lord, I need you, oh, I need you. Every hour I need you, my one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you.